Good morning, everybody. We made it to Friday. I think I say that every Friday, or I say something goofy like TGIF or Happy Friday, or, you know, but it is Friday. And we are 1 week to Christmas Eve. I cannot believe that. Cannot believe that. So, anyway, I see a couple of new people in here. Welcome to Crime Lines and Lies. Nope, we don't lie to you. But to break the title down for you, there's a crime line, and then criminals lie. If they didn't, we wouldn't be here, and there'd be no need for detectives. So let's see who's in here. Oh, Kevin, 8:16 this morning. You were excited. Hello, Aggie. How are you feeling? Superior Dreams. Good morning. Just me, my friend. How's it going? How is it going? Cat O. By the way, Cat O made the video, the new intro. I love it. Juicy Tequila Boba. Where have you been, girl? Been training. What are you training? Cats, chats, crime, and coffee. Good morning to you. Hello, Deb. Hello. Hey, Crystal. Good morning. Cindy, how's it going? Hi, Jennifer. Hey, Clark. Hey, Shelma, am I saying your name right? Shlyma. Tell me, if I'm butchering your name, tell me. Get me hooked on phonics here, because I hate to mess up people's names, and it's a gorgeous name. Holly Beans, how you doing? Hello, Carla. Hello, Soul Tea. What's up, my friend? What's up? Christine, how are you? Hillbilly Tech, haven't seen you in a while. Hello. Think I saw like a comment of yours in Discord the other day, but missed you on here. So we're going to bring up Mr. Kevin B. I appreciate every one of you being in here. This is a brand new case, and it is horrifying. It's horrific, and this little girl needs all the help she can get because she was brought into this world by monsters. Hi, Kevin.
Good morning, Brooks. Good morning, everybody else. I am so glad you are all here. It is a great day, except summer hasn't been found. But other than that,
Nor has
life,
Oakley.
life, no, oh yeah, that's right. We're doing, never mind. Sorry about that. But, right, Oakley Carlson. That, her story is just so similar in many ways. And this should be a really good live.
Oh, I think so. And, as many years, whether it's on Facebook or on the channel or on Instagram or on Discord, that we've been talking about cases, it gets me because they're all so similar. But what's not similar is what I just put on the screen. Did you guys know? Besides the snowman that Kevin made last week, he made a gingerbread house yesterday.
Oh my gosh, he showed that. That was so much fun with my grandkids. If you ever want to, I'm sure there's lots of people that do them, but it is a great way to spend time with your kids. And me and Brooks were just talking. You can get ones that are called, I didn't even know it, mansions, and they're huge.
Yeah,
But
gingerbread mansions.
Yeah, it's a fun project to do with family, kids, by yourself. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, you're a great grandfather. Not like great, like, you're 108.
Oh, but I am old. So.
Well, I don't think you're that old.
Well.
Yeah, they are fun to do with the kids. I have never made one. I've given out many as gifts.
Yep.
I've give them out to coworkers, because I like, coworkers, you always give them their gifts. Obviously, they don't get them on Christmas morning, So, I've given out, I've just never made one, but I think I'm going to do that. I do. So, guys, last night we started a Facebook group for Oakley Carlson. If somebody could put the link in, if you do Facebook, come in and chat with us. Of course, we always want to see you in Discord too. Real quick, Pat. Pat did 10 houses last year. That's a lot of damn gingerbread. That's a lot of icing.
Good Lord. You go,
Yeah.
girl. That is a lot of them. But like I said, it is just a good way to, and you're sitting there with your grandkids having fun. That's
Mhm.
the time that you want to ask maybe some questions. If something's going on in their life, they just seem to open up more when you do activities with them.
That's a great point, because if you're sitting there talking to them face to face, they kind of feel like they're being grilled. And that's the same way with my boys when they were growing up. If we were doing a project together, they were distracted, and so they didn't feel like I was asking them questions. They were working on that and then talking. You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Yeah, they don't realize they're so caught in the moment of making the gingerbread house, but yet they're answering questions truthfully because they're not really focusing on that question. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So,
No, you're 100% right. I think it's great. Any activities we can do with the youngsters is wonderful. Wonderful.
and make sure every day you tell them you love them, because
Yep.
you never know.
You're exactly right. You are exactly right. There's no perfect parent. There's none.
No.
We have a great, great group of people in here. All right. Again, none of us are perfect, but we're sure not the scumbags that we talk about on here. I don't need to name names, but I'm going to name a couple today. This beautiful little child on the screen, little Oakley Carlson. This is the only case I have ever followed, read about, etc., where the police said, has anyone seen her in the last year? Not in the last week, not in the last month, circa Casey Anthony or Megan Boswell. The last year.
Well, that's a lot of time to go by before you
Mm-hmm.
find out the skinny.
Yep. The sheriff was even saying, if it's hard enough if they were just reported missing. Okay. But at least you got something to go on. Remember the metaphor we were talking about, Kevin? When you're solving a crime, not that we solve crimes on here, we talk about them. Drop a stone in water. Okay. That's your crime scene.
Yep.
Where the ripples go, that's where you investigate.
Yep.
She hasn't been seen in a year, because you can't believe a damn thing her parents say.
Well, them ripples are wide.
A year?
By then. Yeah, a year is a long time.
A year. Uh-huh. So, little Oakley Carlson. Her parents are Andrew Carlson and Jordan Bowers. She has a younger sibling that's 2, and an older sibling that's 6, and then an older sibling that's 9. All of them are accounted for. I'm sure that they're in foster homes now. I don't know that there was family or anything like that. The last time her grandparents saw her was in December of 2020. I'm going to talk about my problem I have with this in a little bit. And no, I'm not dragging the grandparents because I don't know the family dynamics. But I got questions. I got some questions I got to ask. The last reported sighting of her. Now, you said February, Kevin. You read February, and I read another article because, like I said, it's new, guys. If you know anything else, let us know. January 27th. Still, we're going on a year. If you haven't seen a kid, a little baby girl like her, if you haven't seen them in a week, that's a big problem. We're going on a year. So you said February, right, Kevin?
Yes, I think that's what it was. But after a year, you can almost bet yourself they're not alive. That's for damn sure.
Well, and I don't mean to mix cases, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. If you can't find Summer Wells for 3 hours on June 15th, you can pretty much guarantee she's not alive.
She sure didn't wander off, and that's a fact.
Nope. And this little girl didn't wander off either. This case gets stranger and stranger. Amber, I heard about this the other day. What breaks my heart is she was already in protective custody. Yeah. Yep. But she had a foster family. She did. She damn sure had a foster family. She did.
How
She did.
tragic, how sad, how horrific. I mean, come on. This is, this is such a problem in the United States,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And look at them. Aren't they just model citizens?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Aren't they? Aren't they? Yeah. Hey, Matrix, what's up, my friend?
Hey, Brooks, do
What's
you
up?
know their ages?
I do not.
Hello?
Okay. No, I do not. Can you hear me?
Uh-oh, did we lose Brooks? Oh,
Nope.
I'm gonna look.
Nope. I'm
In
right here.
chat, can you hear me in chat? Anybody? I'm looking.
We can hear you.
I am looking at. Oh well, if you can hear me, cool. If you can't, oh well. Brooks, are you there yet? Okay. She's been having storms and computer problems, so.
No, I don't know what's going on his end. He can't hear anybody. I just sent him a text message. We can hear you, Kevin. I just sent him a message. I said, we can hear you. I don't know why he can't hear. Anyway, so in the lovely orange suit, which better get used to that color, Jordan, is Jordan Bowers. On the other side, with the gorgeous scabs on his face, is Andrew Carlson. Now, according to these two, they last saw Oakley November 30th. Okay. Funny, I don't believe that the siblings can testify to that. But that's the story that they're sticking to. Now look at those two faces. Don't they look honest? Would you believe them? Would you believe them? Hey, Kevin, did you get it fixed?
All right. But I can't hear nothing.
Doesn't seem like it. Okay, so they also in early November had a house fire. I wouldn't so much call it a house fire. Their couch caught on fire. Now, according to Andrew, I've heard two different accounts. I heard that Andrew said it, and I heard that Jordan said it. That Oakley started the fire. Yeah, little Oakley supposedly started this fire on the couch. Now, I mean, even if how the hell did she start a fire? That's crazy. But only the couch was burnt. Is it better now?
Yes, ma'am. That's the third time already this morning.
That's okay. We're not going to make a big deal out of it. We just fix it and we move along.
Right. I didn't know you could hear me.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. We want to hear you. It's all right, buddy.
Yeah.
So according to them, these people, Oakley set the couch on fire. Okay.
Yeah, right.
I still want to know if the last time she was seen was in January, verified. They have a house fire November 6th. Where's she been the whole time? And if the last time they saw her, according to them, and remember, criminals lie. If they told the truth, we wouldn't need detectives. According to them, they saw her November 30th. So why didn't you call the police November 30th, Jordan? Why didn't you call Andrew? Andrew, you know the law because you're a former police officer, Andrew. You were actually a good-looking dude. You guys were a good-looking couple at one time.
They'll have to have him in segregate away from other because he's an ex-cop and a child abuser. He'll get his ass kicked in jail.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point.
And not only that, that fire to me is sus AF.
Yeah,
They're
me too,
burning
because
some
only the couch,
evidence.
it looked like only the couch. I mean, I've only seen 2 or 3 pictures, but it looked to me like just the couch was burnt. I'm going to show a picture of it in a second.
Uh-huh.
As of right now, okay, inspecting the house, they saw a bloody handprint on the wall and blood splatter on the blinds. So either they were abusing more children in there, or it could be Oakley's. I don't know. I think it's odd that in the last year, no one can verify they've seen her except these two. Except these two. Got
Yeah,
a
and
big, big problem with that.
you know, a lot of these the true abductions things or missing kid, a lot of them are found, you know, and
Well,
most,
that's beside the point here because no one has seen her in a year and nobody called 911. She definitely wasn't abducted.
yeah, she definitely got gone.
It's beyond that. Yeah. Yeah, don't even think that this was a kidnapping and abduction.
Hell no.
And let me tell you what, the sheriff in that town, he's not screwing around at all. Because as you see, they're already in jail and Oakley is nowhere to be found. We'll get to that. I'm skipping around too much.
He's
All
gonna
right.
be sorry he was an ex-cop and a you know what I mean? He's gonna be sorry.
Well, between the two of them, one of them killed that little girl and the other covered for them. All right. That's called the world of drugs. All right. They're covering for each other. All right. It's getting too deep. I'm jumping around too much. All right. Anyway, so when they had the fire and the couch caught on fire, supposedly Oakley started the fire, which okay, whatever. They said they didn't have any phones to call 911. That is bullshit because the 9-year-old had a phone. They did not call the fire department. Okay, your couch is on fire and you don't call the fire department? They said they put the fire out themselves. You just saw the pictures of those two. Do you think they really have a fire plan in place? Like
I
they had
think
extinguishers sitting around there? No.
I I think one of their secrets started that fire. In my opinion, you'll be getting to it.
I have no idea why the fire was started. I have no idea
No,
what happened, but I do not think that Oakley was there that day. And she certainly didn't start a fire on their couch. So hang on, let me get this picture up. And I want you guys to look at it with me. Open up, open up. All right, I'm going to try to blow this up. All right, so here's the couch. Okay, if you look behind the wall, like nothing else is burnt. It's just the couch. How come the damn couch is just on fire? And I'm going to blow it up a little bit more. There's a glass bubble here. What is that? I'm trying to see where my mouse is.
Well, if it's like a clear cannabis pipe, or if it's a bubble pipe, number one meth smoking tool.
I mean, it definitely looks like glass.
It's probably a meth pipe. I would not put it past them people. No way. She looks like one.
They're on something.
Yeah.
Okay, so again, they didn't call the fire department, didn't call 911 because they didn't have phones or whatever, whatever. But they allowed someone to set up a GoFundMe for them. Now, I did look at it. It's been disabled, but they did collect a little over $2,000. They also took supplies from like the fire department personnel. Nothing here makes sense. But remember, with people like this, it never makes sense. So after that, they did go to a local hotel, but I don't know for how long. So here we come to people realizing that Oakley is nowhere around. Now, I have read a family friend, and I have also read that the principal of the school got involved. I believe the principal because I've seen more articles about the principal than the family friend. So the principal of Oakville School requested a welfare check to check on Oakley. She had tried to check herself several times, but they always had a plethora of excuses. You know, whether she's taking a nap or she's with her grandparents or she went to see a friend or whatever. But here's the thing, when law enforcement comes to do a welfare check, think about the Vallow case. Think about the Vallow case. Think about the Turpin case we've talked about. They are going to lay eyes on that child. You are not getting out of it. So that's a totally different story. That is a totally different story when law enforcement does a welfare check. What led her to call the police is because she had the 6-year-old sister over for a sleepover. I think their children are about the same age, I believe. And the 6-year-old, Oakley's older sister, said that Oakley is no more. Wolves ate her, and that in their house, they're not allowed to talk about Oakley or ask about Oakley. What do you think of that, Kevin?
You know what else it reminds me of? Casey Anthony. She lied about where her daughter was constantly.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. So what do you think about the little girl telling the principal that wolves ate her sister, she is no more, and that in the house they're not allowed to talk about Oakley?
That is so messed up.
It is.
That the
6 years
wolves
old.
ate her.
Think about that. 6 years old, and she's carrying around that type of knowledge. But no,
Yeah.
You're exactly right. And like I said earlier in the show, Casey Anthony, at least she only gave herself a 30-day, run.
Right.
This is over a year, almost a year. I shouldn't say over, almost a year. No.
Well, in my opinion, and I'm gonna go right out on the limb, these parents are guilty. That little girl's dead. Because if she's been missing for years, if it was, she would have been found, in my opinion, way before a damn year. I don't believe them. They're lying. And that little girl, in my opinion, is not with us anymore.
No. But here's the problem. No one has seen her in a year. Her grandparents saw her last Christmas, okay? I don't know the family dynamics. We're going to discuss it because we have open discussion in here, all right? Law enforcement was basically searching 300 acres. They said even without a body, the parents can be charged with manslaughter. Now, they were arrested December 6th for abandonment and not giving meds to, I believe, the 6-year-old for the last 15 months. She had not been given her medication.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but do you know what that medication was?
No idea.
Wonder if it was something they could use to get high.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, is she ADHD? Yeah. And I'm only speculating because I don't know. And like maybe they were taking her Ativan or something. I don't know.
Not Ativan. Ativan, I think, is a
Adderall. Sorry.
Yeah, Adderall, Ritalin.
Yeah, you can tell how much I know about that stuff.
Yeah, I know all about it.
It makes me actually sick. I'm going to put their charges up here that either of them even have a bail. Not that anyone's going to bail them out. Not that anyone is even going to bail them out. But
in my opinion, they should never get out ever again.
I don't think they'll ever see the light of day. No way.
We need tougher laws, period, for this shit. We really do.
Well, what can be tougher than throwing them in a jail cell and they never see the light of day again? I believe in the death penalty, but I don't want to get into a politically charged argument right now.
No, so what I'm getting
Andrew. There's Andrew, abandoned dependent person 2. He is bondable. Bail set $150,000 cash or surety. I'm really worried about this. Let me tell you why. his parents, either they own the home that they were living in, or his grandparents do. I don't know, one or the other. And also there's 300 acres. Somebody could put property up as a surety bond to get him out. Now I think they'll let Jordan sit, but I'm really afraid that someone's going to bond him out, and that makes me sick. Makes me sick. Now the grandparents, which are Andrew's parents, from what I understand, like I said, they have made a statement, and I just, like I said, I don't know the dynamics of their family, but living so close with each other, how the hell did they not realize that they hadn't seen Oakley since December? I mean, had they alienated all the children since they couldn't see Oakley? I mean, is that how it is? I just think it's odd for the grandparents to not have laid eyes on the children. I really do. And not have thought anything odd about it. Again, I don't know the family dynamics. They could be like that. They just see each other, at holidays. I don't know. And the statement just seemed really blasé to me, considering that Oakley is missing. And everybody from the New York Post to People Magazine to us are talking about it.
Well, in my opinion, that family, it's straight up dysfunctional. That's why it doesn't make sense, because it's so dysfunctional. It doesn't make sense to people like us because it is so dysfunctional. If that makes sense.
Goes without saying, dude. Here's another reason I think it's odd that the grandparents didn't find it suspicious they hadn't seen Oakley in a year. Both Oakley and her older sister at one time were in foster care. Okay, the Foster family, I'm actually going to put a news clip up in a second, had Oakley from August of 2017 until November of 2019. So basically 2 years ago, they got Oakley back. I don't know where her older sister went, the one that's 6 now. I have no idea. In the meantime, Jordan gets pregnant again. So now we have a 2-year-old on our hands. The baby was born in 2019. Oh, hang on, just me. Was he the father of all the kids? No, an article I read said that he's the father of the 3 youngest. The boy has a different father. And so he actually went to be with his father while his younger sisters were in foster care. That's what I read. That's what I read. And again, I'm going to put this up here. Andrew is former law enforcement. Of everybody in the house, he knows exactly what to do. Well, I thought I had the picture. I don't, but he's former law enforcement. He knows exactly what to do when a child is missing. And if they honestly, the last time they saw her was November 30th, he would have made a phone call to law enforcement. He doesn't have a snowball's chance in Cuba of playing any, I thought she was somewhere else, or the old Casey Anthony excuse. Oh, I was, using my own resources to find her. I don't know. It's going to start coming out. Was the fire to cover up evidence? Did they actually kill her November 6th? Or has she truly been gone since last January? It's all going to come out. It's disgusting. I hate shit like this. People like this. And before I get on my soapbox about CPS, I'm going to preface it with this. The people that failed Oakley the most are Andrew and Jordan. However, when CPS got involved, they should have done their due diligence and put her back into a stable home, not a worse mess than she left.
Well, there it is. You see the problem in the U.S. This shit goes on all the time.
Mm-hmm.
When are the higher ups going to do something about children that are exploited, beaten, sold into sex trafficking, whatever, killed? When are the laws going to get tough enough for these damn people? And that guy's first mistake, he was a cop. He should have never done that because more charges are coming for that fella.
Because he's former law enforcement, how can they put more charges on him?
But they haven't been charged yet in a quarter. I mean, is the whole thing over with now?
Oh God, no! We just got started. No
That's
way.
what I'm saying. They
No,
got some shit coming.
no, they're only charged. Well, he can't get more charges because he's former law enforcement. So, but I mean, right now they're charged with abandonment,
Right.
and now they're going to get charged with manslaughter, and I mean, eventually, I see murder charges coming
Yeah,
because
that's what.
manslaughter can almost be interpreted as an accident. You know.
Yeah, I just didn't follow what you're saying because he's a police officer. No more charges. I don't understand what that was about.
No, I didn't say
Because
that. No, I didn't say that. No, I said he's former law enforcement. Him of all people should know what to do when a child goes missing.
yeah, he knows damn good and well what to do, you know? And yeah, they've got some serious charges yet to come.
All right, I'm going to put this video up. If I freeze on you guys, I'll be right back, okay?
Okie dokie.
News tonight for 5-year-old Oakley Carlson. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jamie Tompkins.
And I'm David Rose. Her parents claim that girl was alive the last time they saw her, but the Grays Harbor County Sheriff's Office says beyond, the parents are being uncooperative. Fox 13 News reporter Hannah Kim is in Oakville at the center of this active search underway right now.
Around 7 different agencies are desperately searching for 5-year-old Oakley Carlson. Beyond this crime scene tape is Carlson's property, and in the past 48 hours, law enforcement officials have been searching it, but so far, all they have, they say, are parents who are uncooperative, and they still don't have an exact time frame of when Oakley went missing. The desperate search for 5-year-old Oakley Carlson is centered around this home and the 300 acres that come with it. As crews canvass and dig for any clues today, it's heartache and anger for those who love Oakley.
It's hard to find time to be sad when I'm just so angry.
Jamie, Joe, and Eric Hiles were Oakley's foster parents and had her for almost 3 years before the state and the courts decided to give Oakley back to her biological parents in 2019. Now those parents, Jordan Bowers and Andrew Carlson, are behind bars facing manslaughter charges.
They're searching for any possibility. Though we are absolutely still holding out all hope that we will locate Oakley alive, we also have to realize that it's possible that she is deceased.
The mystery of it all made worse with investigators now looking into a fire that happened at the couple's home in mid-November. A GoFundMe account was set up by a friend of the couple showing the damage to the home, claiming the parents did not call 911 because they couldn't find their phones.
It is unusual that a fire department wouldn't be called, I would say.
But Jamie Jo did call the Department of Children, Youth, and Families right before Thanksgiving when she saw that GoFundMe account, worried about Oakley.
If nobody's seen her, what could have happened to her? Was it the fire? Was it something else?
The foster parents say they called DCYF not just last month, but in January of 2021 after becoming suspicious after getting some news about Oakley.
I am so disappointed, and what a failure from the state of Washington. What a failure for those kids.
The Grays Harbor Sheriff's Office says they only found out about Oakley 2 days ago when an associate of the couple called to say they had not seen Oakley in a while.
I knew the father from high school, and the person he is now is not who he was at all in high school.
Andrew Carlson is a former Aberdeen police officer. This is him in 2012 and now today. The Hiles, they are in shock over the fallout. But the most difficult thing right now is not knowing what happened to the little girl they always wanted to adopt.
She was so kind and smart, and she loved to read.
She
absolutely loved to read. She would fall asleep with books in her bed. So.
Yeah, it was always one more book, which how can you say no to that?
Andrew Carlson was decommissioned at the Aberdeen Police Department in 2017 for making false and misleading statements. As for DCYF, we reached out to them about this case, but they say they cannot make any comments specific to this case. We did file a public disclosure request, hoping to uncover more information. In Oakville, Hannah Kim, Fox 13 News.
Jordan Bowers and Andrew Carlson have 3 other kids besides Oakley. Authorities say they are safe and in the custody of others.
Sick. Now let's think about this. She was with the foster family from 2017 to 2019. That's what I heard at another interview. They said almost 3 years. So I'm going to point out something that just me said in here. Andrew and Jordan were basically strangers to Oakley. Imagine the fear that was in her. She was with a family that would read to her at night, fix her nutritious meals, loved her, followed her, even after she went back to these scumbags. So she goes from this nice, loving home to this. A burn-up couch with a pipe, scabbed up parents. Her brother even said, 9 years old, that his mother was beating her with a belt, putting her under the stairwell, and he was worried she would starve to death. Let me tell you something, and I want to address this comment from Lisa. These women that are baby factories, and then you abuse your own child, special place in hell. Jail's too good for you, but you got it coming. You got it coming on the other side. Lisa, I love this comment. He also knows how to cover it up. Tampering with evidence, tampering with the corpse, failure to report. Yep. I am so glad you picked up on what I was saying. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is heartbreaking. What you thinking, Kevin?
Well, I'm gonna make a prediction just by character and look. I'm gonna say the mom is the guiltiest one for sure. That's my opinion. I just know it. But this is so terrible. That little girl had a chance to have a normal life, and she was ripped away from it. Can you imagine how that little girl felt when they gave her back to them scumbags?
That's what I'm saying. To
Her whole world
strangers.
crashed.
Perfect strangers. She was
That's messed
basically
up.
like 2 years old when she was taken. And at 2 years old, she's not going to school. I doubt they were taking her to the doctor. So somebody made the system aware that she was in bad hands, her and her sister, took them, which we all know from covering these cases, takes an act of Congress to get a child removed from people like this.
I just hope
And
she
they give her
wasn't being
back.
molested. You know,
Yeah,
that'd be the next.
we can't, I'm sure all that will come out.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I agree. But it wouldn't surprise me. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Well, I mean, she's not here. She's
No.
not here. But I'm telling you, they're gonna get a lot of information out of the 6-year-old and the 9-year-old, because it doesn't take but a little bit of time, and kids tell everything. Everything. Kids can't lie. They try. I mean, all of our kids have lied to us. Okay, I don't care who you are, and we know when they're lying.
My grandkids would never lie.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, right.
Michael Slater. Has this girl been found? Nope, she has not been found. They have been searching the 300 acres around their house. They called off the search, put the parents in jail. If you leave those, if you leave them separated, they no longer have their whatever they were doing. Crack, meth, whatever. I don't care, whatever it is. One of them's going to talk, and it's going to lead them to Oakley. The only good thing that came out of this is they are now proposing Oakley's Law. Okay? They want a 5-point check system. So when returning a child from foster care, they continually check on the child. They don't just drop them off and say, hey, reunified, happy family, woohoo. Can't wait to see your Facebook posts of the birthday parties and everything. No, continually check. And long-term drug testing for the parents, or whatever reason the child was taken from them. Drugs, alcohol, violence, you name it. Long-term testing. It's not just the child comes back and all is forgiven. No, long-term. And I love that they're doing that.
Well, I'm going to go back to what you just said about separating them. In my opinion, the cop's going to turn first. That's the man that's going to give the answers, I think. I think the cop's easier to break than the mom.
Mm-hmm.
So
he
knows when to grab a deal and when not to.
Yeah, I mean, does anyone know if they're actually married? Because Jordan uses a different name doesn't mean they're not married.
Oh, they'd be a match made in hell, that's for sure.
They are. They are.
Yeah,
they are.
Literally.
They are. They are a match made in hell. Look at this beautiful little girl. Look at this beautiful.
I can't even look at her.
Beautiful little girl. And also think about what her older siblings went through when they're asking, where's Oakley? Oh, she was eaten by wolves, and we don't talk about her around here. You think that wouldn't scar a child for life? I'm so mad about this. Michael, this happened in Washington State.
And the grandparents had to have known some of this. I wonder if they knew they were telling the kids that eaten by wolves. You know?
I want to know more about old Papa and Granny. I'm going to tell you
why. So do I.
They knew damn good and well that their grandkids were put in foster care. I would not have let those grandkids out of my sight once they got back. Now, it's not like they live out of state or they live far away. They're living in their house and on the grandmother's property. So what's going on? What is going on? How do you pop up almost a year later and say, well, we saw her in December of 2020, and here's our statement. Thanks for being supportive. You knew that they had been taken out of that house before, and now you want support? I don't know your family dynamics, and I hate to blame the grandparents because the ones that are responsible are Jordan and Andrew. But I hate that Monday morning quarterback bullshit. Thanks for your support. We had no idea. You may not have had an idea, but you had a clue because they had already been to foster care.
I guarantee you them damn grandparents know more than they're saying. And why didn't they step up and be grandparents and save those kids? Shame on them. Just as bad. You know, that's pathetic, in my opinion.
Yep. Lily, you're 150% right. Telling the 6-year-old that Oakley was eaten by wolves means she's dead.
There you go. Boom.
Okay? Just like Candace saying Summer got gone and Don saying he'll see her in the resurrection means no more. Jordan even said that. Jordan even said, not Jordan, I'm sorry, the 6-year-old said, she's no more. Well, she heard that from her mother, and we're not allowed to talk about her. We're not allowed to even ask where she's at. No, these people are sick. These people are sick. You're right, Matrix. The world went crazy a long time ago. We're just catching up. The reason we know more about these things, though, is because we have platforms to discuss it, and we have social media. There are so many of these cases for the last several decades you would have never heard about because they weren't talked about. So this is not a new crime. This is not a new crime. Bad parents aren't new. It's just that now we have social media and we are more aware.
And you know, the thing about it is, looking for her, she was missing. She could be anywhere within a year. That's going to be, God knows where that little girl is. Seriously. Who knows? Right?
Well, I mean, after a year, it's going to be really, really hard. And that's why I'm glad that the authorities have said, we don't need a body. We're moving forward now. Because they
Yeah.
have enough information from the 6-year-old and the 9-year-old to put together what went down. Plus, we have a bloody handprint. We have blood splatter on a mini blind. They're doing DNA on that. I'm not going to be surprised if it didn't come from the other children, and that Oakley really has been gone since for a year.
You never know. Luminol might light that place up. You just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And if it does, then my stomach is really going to get sick.
Mm-hmm.
If that place lights up with luminol, that would just make me shiver.
Well, good job on law enforcement. The principal that did the well check, that called the police, you're a hero. The 6-year-old, you're a hero. The 9-year-old, you're a hero. CPS, I understand that you have to do your job within the confinements of the law. Very happy about this new law coming out, Oakley's law, to where they want, and they've got the signatures, I believe, as of this morning, Oakley's law, 5-point check system and long-term drug testing for these parents. I hope it gets passed. I hope they keep it up and keep it up and keep it up.
I think, in my opinion, I think meth is involved here. And meth is a monster. I have seen it ruin people. I mean, unbelievably. And I mean, this is just another case of escalation. What happens when shit that should be done and isn't getting done? You know, like what? It doesn't matter. It's just, it's sad.
Kevin, did you cut out or is it
It's
me?
just messed up.
Okay, so there was a problem at the beginning of the year. Kevin was just talking about escalation. There definitely was escalation.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me, Brooks?
The children should have never been put back in that home. Okay, it says date of offense, July 30th, 2018, court date, January 6, 2021. The kids were put back in their care in 2019. With this pending, why were they ever brought back? Because he has like a mischief he was fighting, and this interfering with reporting domestic violence. So I guess old Jordan and him were getting into it. No excuse for domestic violence, but court disposition dismissed, status closed. Why were these children brought back with this going on? So if he had pending charges for domestic violence and interfering with reporting domestic violence, which means somebody was trying to make a 911 call and he got in the way. Why were the kids brought back? We're going to look more into this. I think we have a lot of digging to do. This is going to be a long, drawn-out rabbit hole.
Hey, sorry about that. That's the 4th time it did it to me today. God, that's pissing me off. Sorry.
I'm going to look at some comments here. Sure doesn't look as though they did anything to improve the situation in order to even get their kid back. They definitely didn't clean up their act. No, they didn't. So how they got their children back, I don't know. How did these two pass a drug test to get the girls back? How?
Well, maybe they didn't use drugs for a few days.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know how long it takes to get out of your system. I don't know why, with the pending charges from 2018 that weren't resolved until 2021, they even considered putting them back in there, because we saw the foster parents on the screen. They had absolutely no issue with Oakley being with them. They love her. They miss her. When they saw the GoFundMe for the fire, they started making phone calls. Where is she? What happened to her?
It sucks because really, who knows? It's terrible. Another little kid needs justice that didn't deserve any of this.
Right.
That is bad.
Yep. And I'm going to piggyback off of what you just said. Tell me exactly how you can look at this precious little 5-year-old girl and be so enraged and so mad, even in your most drugged up state, that you would put her under the stairwell, you would beat her with the belt, you would kill her because she's not here. And
Yeah,
then you further damage her siblings by saying she got eaten by wolves. Tell me, how?
and you don't beat your kids with a belt because been there, done that, and it never was helped me out in life. The belt, it didn't change the shit I was gonna do. So don't hit kids. That ain't right. You're an adult, and people putting their hands on kids and hurting them, well, they need to be hurt.
Well, they're going to be hurt because it's one thing for him to be in prison. Do not think those women, well, they're not in prison, they're in jail. Let me correct myself.
Prison's better.
When those women find out what Jordan did, oh, wow. She's going to be another Pearl Fernandez. Gabriel Fernandez's mother has gotten her ass beaten to a pulp so many times in jail because those women hate women that abuse and kill their children. You have no idea. I mean, the anger I have for Jordan right now is insane. The anger I have for Letitia Staunch, insane. The anger I have for Candace, insane. When they get behind that wall, those women will tear Jordan up.
Yep, they won't be so tough then, okay? They can get gone a 5-year-old, but let's see them get gone another inmate.
Mm-hmm. No, not when that cell's all locked up and you're trapped in there. Janie, she said, I hate to ask, but can you recap? I've never heard of this case. Oakley Carlson has been missing for, we don't know if it's been a month or a year. It's the only case I've ever heard of where the police are putting her picture out asking for anyone to come out and say, have you seen this child in the last year? Her older sister told the principal of the school that her sister was eaten by wolves, that her sister is no more, and that home they're not to talk about her. So the principal called the police. They did a well check visit. And the parents, December 6th, went to jail, but not for anything related to Oakley yet. That's coming down the pike. We're going to continue to follow this. Oh, Alexis, definitely. My husband works in law enforcement. Jail is not a fun place to be for people who hurt women, children, or animals. Nope.
Hey, you know what I find ironic?
What?
They're going to be fed to the wolves. There you go.
Exactly. Watch what you wish for, Jordan. Watch what you wish for.
Because the wolves are waiting for your ass when you go to prison. Trust me.
Yeah. Even though they're all criminals, crimes against children are taken very personal. And a lot of it probably has to do with their own PTSD for how they were treated growing up.
It's like the number one cardinal sin in prison is to be in there for kids.
Yeah.
And being a former cop, boy, is his life look nice, doesn't it?
That's another thing. Law enforcement behind bars is a target, and they'll tell them. They'll tell them they have a way of making people's lives hell without making them hell. They know who to
Well,
talk to.
and when you go to prison, seriously, they already have your paperwork. The inmates know why you're there before you even talk to anybody. They know you're coming.
Mm-hmm.
So have fun, Mr. Policeman.
And it's going to take a lot of therapy. Yeah, have fun. Have fun, Mr. Disgraced, fired policeman. And it's going to take a lot of therapy for the 6-year-old and the 9-year-old to bounce back from this. Because when you're sitting there saying, my sister was eaten by wolves, somebody has messed with your mind. That's it.
I wouldn't even say that if I was telling a twisted Red Riding Hood story. She got eaten by the wolf. I mean, that to tell a kid that believes at that age believed it is so wrong.
CLRM said, in jail, criminals care about your charges. But in prison, if your case is famous, you're famous and treated like royalty. Isn't that the damnedest thing? It's like they have Chris Watts in seclusion. Scott Peterson is a damn celebrity. Jodi Arias. They have special treatment. They got people putting money on their damn books all the time, sending them letters. It's sick. Yeah, you're right. You are right. I hate it. I really hope that this case does not garner these two pieces of shit that type of special treatment. Janie, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you, my friend. We're going to start winding this down, guys, and don't think that we're not going to keep covering this. This little girl's got to be found. These two need murder charges with a quickness. It'll take time, like it always does, because the wheels of justice turn slow, but we're as patient as we can be. So hang in there with us, guys, because we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going. We're not going to stop talking about this.
I got to say this in closing. That guy in prison, he's not going to have a book deal. He ain't going to make no money. I just don't. I think he's got a rude awakening coming. But anyway, I thank everybody.
I don't think anybody wants to hear from him. But, no, but I mean, honestly, the comment was 100% correct.
Oh, for sure. It is.
It's sickening. It's sickening. Yep. I cannot believe the people that sympathize with criminals.
We've seen it over and over in big cases, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
OJ, all of them. Just all of them.
Yeah,
OJ. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, OJ's on Twitter now. I'm like, I guess he has been for a while. I don't follow him, but anyway, you're welcome, Tilly. Yep. Thank you. Every child deserves attention. Every child should be mainstream. Every child should be viral. Not one case is more important than the other. Never, ever, ever, ever. So I want all of you guys to have a great weekend. Make a gingerbread house, whatever you want to do. We got, Christmas is next weekend. It is next weekend. And we will be back Monday morning. We're going to be talking about the ultimate enablers, Jim Boob and Michelle Duggar, and how they got themselves in this pickle with their son, Joshy Poop. We're back on Tuesday with Summer Wells, and we have a very, very special show next week to send everybody off into their holidays. We got a lot of new people in here. Please hit the sub button. We'd like to chat with you between shows. Send me an email. I'll get you a link, and you can come to our Discord. We have a Facebook group, especially for Oakley. Please come to that group and help us keep up with it. Her last name is misspelled. I don't know how I did that, and I can't change it for 28 days. I totally understand if people want to drag me for it because it was a really dumb mistake. It's Carlson, not Carson. I don't know if it was autocorrect and I was in a hurry. I don't know. Anyway, Please join us in the Facebook group, Discord, send us an email, leave a comment, like the video, share the video, and we will see you Monday after you guys all have a fabulous weekend. Thank you. Love to you all. Bye-bye.